Thank you. For the record, my name is Penny Ramos Bennett, Madam Chair and Education Committee members. I do applaud Nevada for being ahead of the curve in 1984 when it convened the study for dyslexia and other specific learning disabilities. At that time, I had just entered college to study psychology, and now I'm a graduate of UNLV, a business owner, a mother of three, a person with dyscalculia, which is also known as math dyslexia. While I applaud the 1984 study, I am saddened that generations of students and teachers have gone through the Nevada education system and have been affected by the shelved study. Yet today, I remain hopeful. As we discuss this, the Education Committee has the opportunity to recognize that something must be done, something for all those faces that you've seen and all the untold faces that we don't. I encourage you, please pass this out of committee. I'm here as an advocate for equal and balanced learning for students with learning disabilities, or as we refer to them in my home, learning challenges. My son, Aaron, is dyslexic. Nevada students face an environment that is less than accommodating at times, due only to the lack of educational training, testing, and recognized learning strategies for this disorder. Aaron was lucky. He was diagnosed at a very young age with dyslexia. A private school teacher named Miss Rosie Bushbaum discovered that Aaron learned differently. And she alerted us to this. I will be forever grateful to her. She changed his path forever. If we had waited to test him to receive diagnosis, he would have not learned to read at an earlier age, nor would he be achieving today academically. He was given an IQ test by a local school district, and he did well. Yet he could not read well at the time, since IQ testing does not indicate dyslexia. No help was offered to us. Prior to Aaron receiving intervention, he memorized his small readers in school so others would not catch on that he could not read. But it got to a point where he could not memorize anymore. His peers were reading at more advanced text, and he was being left behind. At a substantial cost, my husband and I paid for private testing, hoping to find a solution. He was then diagnosed with dyslexia and dysgraphia. We began to work privately to obtain help, and our early intervention aided Aaron. He is an example that early intervention does make a difference. He has a 504, and he did not receive special education because of early intervention. While there is no cure for dyslexia, dyslexics can learn differently. While Aaron is successful in school, according to general population's description of success, A and Bs, he currently does take longer to complete his work, and he still uses tools along the way to help him with his writing. While most teachers are good and want to help, we have discovered throughout his years in public school that there are educators who do not and will not recognize the learning difficulties that he has. They don't have a means to. They weren't educated to. I do advocate for this because it levels the playing field and it helps our students. The Nevada system of education subjects our teachers to the lack of education of how to support the dyslexic student, not to mention identifying it to request testing. This in turn creates teachers who recognize spelling problems, grammar issues, and difficulty in reading and writing as laziness or worse. Nevada's dyslexic English language learners will also have significant difficulty in learning language acquisition. We must test. Nevada's children want to graduate, to achieve their dreams, to support themselves and our great state. Dyslexics are legislators, as you know, CEOs, surgeons, and yes, writers. And yet they have the same story of anguish and difficulty in school. Some of those stories have led to dropping out of school. Yet within many success stories, you find a family, a friend, or a teacher who went to extraordinary means to aid a dyslexic child. Not everyone can afford those extraordinary means or know how to help their child. Every year we wait, another child drops out of school, loses faith in their abilities and in education. We as a state can do something about this. We must do something about this. Do not let another 31 years go by in the state of Nevada without recognizing a better outcome for dyslexic students. We will see a boost in our graduation rates. This will be the outcome of the appropriate identification of dyslexia. School district trainings and student interventions will make a difference. I call on you to make this difference for our children and children like my son Aaron. He is driven to prove dyslexics are smart and can do anything. He is a dyslexic champion, and I could not be more proud.